You're watching the 2025-26 SCAC Basketball Media Days. Today, we are joined by Colorado College men's basketball under the direction of head coach Jeff Conarroe, who is joined today by senior Asher Nofziger. Coach Asher, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, this group has continued to make some big strides under your leadership. You, of course, coming back to your alma mater. Looking ahead to this upcoming season, what has you fired up from what you've seen early on here in the preseason?
Yeah, just this group's commitment. I mean, it's we're working at a higher level than we have in the past, and the group that got us to this point, we owe them a lot, and they established a strong legacy in this program, and we went from really forgottens to somebody to be considered, not just in the SEC but in the national landscape. But we have a long ways to go, and I think this group's pretty hungry, working really hard every day. Have We've got great leadership in the locker room right now, and they did a lot on their own in the preseason, and we're in great shape going into it, and I'm just really excited about this group because I think they're fully committed to the process and what we're trying to do, and just looking forward to enjoying the journey with them. Certainly have a tough journey ahead, a lot of really hard schedule, but we're excited to go through it and just see if we can get better every game and see where we're at the end of the year.
Asher, you led the team in points and rebounds last year, averaging over 16 points per game, nearly 9 rebounds, all SCAC second team honors. A lot of excitement around you specifically. Now coming into your senior season, knowing that you've been such a contributor for this team, what are some of those expectations that you have for yourself and this group as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I have really high personal expectations, performance-wise, but I think a lot of it is just going to come from a new role as like a senior leader. Last year we had leadership from the seniors. I was still a junior, but I think this year, like a lot of the expectations I have for myself are going to be coming in a different role, not just having to worry about like production on the court, but also am I helping my teammates be in the right positions mentally, physically, like how are we competing every day at practice? What does that look like in the weight room and stuff like that? And then I think top down, every single person on the team has high expectations for our success as a team. And, I think that's really evident in practice every day. We push each other. We do a really good job at that. And then coach has really high expectations for us as well. So definitely a lot to live up to, but we're making progress every single day, working towards that.
Well, Coach, looking at that roster, you do have some big shoes to fill. Obviously, Asher coming back, a big piece of that for you. But you've got a lot of freshmen in the mix, but you do have a really strong upperclassmen group with this team as well. So, how important is that upperclassmen leadership, like Asher was talking about, when you've got to try and figure out some new pieces to the puzzle, when you're trying to get everyone on the same page here in the preseason?
Yeah, it's a big challenge for us, to be honest. I mean, we lost 7 guys, and who were the heart and soul of this program for 4 years, and leadership, and big, like you said, big shoes to fill in different roles that aren't even seen on the court or in the box score. And so we have a lot of growth to be had, and we certainly owe those seniors as they went out a lot, and every day is new, and we started over at the basics and everything that we do. We hit ground zero, not taking anything for granted, and just trying to get the fundamentals down from just learning how to tie our shoes, and what we should look like in the weight room, and what we should look like as we come to practice, where we should put our water bottles. It's a lot, and these leaders that we have, these seniors, the core nucleus that you were mentioning, have done a great job of taking some stuff off of our coach's plate so we can focus on other things. And they've been awesome as far as creating our culture and fighting for that every day, and also doing things when we're not around the same way that we would do them if we were around. And so I'm really pleased with where they're at. We have some talented freshmen, but you're never gonna. We can talk about freshmen, but it's all about what the returners are going to do, and it's their opportunity to shape the future of this program, and where we're headed and what we could accomplish. And I think that their mindset is right, and they're hungry, and we're certainly excited about the journey ahead. But we have to take it one day at a time right now because we have a lot of growth to be done.
Asher, as a clear leader on this team, both from being a senior and from the production standpoint, as an all-conference returner from that starting lineup last season, how have you seen yourself grow and develop in that leadership role? You kind of touched on it that you've had some great leaders to learn under last season, but how have you seen yourself kind of stepping into that role now?
Yeah, I think it's kind of been an interesting journey, learning how to lead, and a lot of it for me has come not just how, but also when to lead. I've noticed that, I've noticed strengths in my teammates, like in practice, vocally, guys like Orion, guys like Gavin are really good at, being vocal leaders, like in practice, telling people what to do. And I've learned how to more lead by example, in that aspect, and it's been nice, like learning when I can chime in, when I can offer my insight as as a returner, and then when I can just let them go and let Ty and Gavin, the point guards, talk, and let Orion talk, who is a lot of times our energy leader, and then also Kennedy, who you guys probably don't see, is our player coach. He's a really great, almost wise leader that everyone looks up to. So also, like, when I can refer to him and let him, you know do what he does best, which is, lead us and get everyone to buy in. So it's been a great journey.
Well, Coach, the Tigers reached the SCAC championship 2 seasons ago, semis last year. Obviously, some change within the league layout as well, both addition and subtraction. How do you see those deep postseason runs benefiting this team and that experience coming into play?
Well, I think experience is everything in college basketball, and you got to get someplace before you know how to be successful at that place. And so I'm really excited to see where this team goes. Certainly, we had a tough non-conference schedule last year that prepared us, but then could have hurt us too. And the league was good last year. You can't argue with the rankings and the way we're doing things now, but it's a shame that some of the teams didn't get in that should have. And I'm not including us, but that championship game last year was high level. And I think that, as we go forward, we still have really good teams in this league, and everyone should be respected. And we're gonna have to earn our way every night, especially with as many teams as we're playing now in the conference. Like every night is going to be a challenge, and just like the NFL, anybody can get anybody, and you got to be focused and stay ready. And so I'm hoping that our non-conference, prepares us well for the SCAC. We feel like our goal is hopefully to challenge for an NCAA tournament berth, but we're just focused on trying to win the next game right now. And we got our hands full starting in northern Colorado, and then we go on the road for basically all of non-conference, and eventually we'll get a home game sometime in December, I think. I'm not even sure about that, but it's going to be a great process for us to go through, and we're going to learn a lot about ourselves and get more disciplined, and hopefully that experience will pay off as we get deeper. But for us, it's really about trying to just become our best selves. And I've been really proud of this team so far because they've been fully invested and focused on the day that's in front of them, giving me all they got. And I think that they're growing a tremendous amount. And if we can do that for a whole season, not only are we going to be a good basketball team, but we're going to become good students and good players, I mean, good people. And that's why we're here at CC, and that's what we're going through this journey together, is just to try to become our best selves. And I can't credit these guys enough so far for their investment in that process.
Asher, from the player perspective, knowing that this team has been right there on the cusp within the conference picture, how do you use that as motivation heading into this senior season?
Yeah, we're very experienced. We've been to the tournament every year that I've been here. We know what it's like to play in it, and we also know what it's like to lose in it. And we're tired of that feeling. We're ready to go. We're really amped up for this year. We're excited. Like I said, we have high expectations, and this year we're as focused as ever on taking every step that we need to accomplish our goals, which is winning the championship.
Well, as we wrap up, Coach, we want to give you the final word. What do fans need to know about this program and specifically this group of student athletes who represent Colorado College?
I think these guys represent the uniqueness that is Colorado College. They're intelligent, they're creative, they're unique in their own way and completely distinct, just like our institution. But then they got a blue collar mentality and a strong work ethic, and they love each other. I'll give them credit for that. They're you can see it every day and how their brotherhood and how they go about it, and understand the depth of that, and being able to tell each other the truth and be honest with each other. But then also having the courage to hold each other accountable and be different, and make wise choices. But the thing that I treasure most about this team and this program is the selflessness that's become part of our identity, and the humility as we approach everything that we do. So super proud of them from that standpoint, and hopefully that'll continue as we move forth.
Well, Coach Asher, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck moving into the upcoming season.
Thank you.
Thank you.